practically ignored. There's definitely something going on here. We make our way to our seats, and I notice that Misha and Shizune are both missing as well. I wonder if it's some form of informal agreement with the staff, or if it's a perk afforded to the unique students of this school. Trying to make as little disturbance as can, I extract the relevant textbooks from my bags and start catching up. Class goes on quietly. Teacher seems like an okay person despite the weird first impression I got, and the material is relatively interesting. However, the way he teaches is really bizarre. It's as if he expects that everyone is a natural genius. When the final bell sounds, I realize there's still a lot of time left in the day. I'm left wondering what to do. It's odd that the hospital I had 24 hours a day of free time, but here, filling the considerably shorter hours feels difficult. Everyone else leaves, and I'm alone with the teacher. Muto is examining the assignment sheets we were looking on earlier, marking them with a red bowel pen. Raising his eyes from the paper briefly, he notices me and furrows his brows. What is it, Nakai? I jump at him, addressing me, but I guess it's natural to spark some conversation, since there is nobody else around. Nothing. Thinking about what I'd do after school. The teacher slowly puts the cap on the pen he is holding and arranges his papers into a stack, clacking it against the desk twice. Seems very methodical, and for a brief moment, I'm reminded of Shizune, but the teacher is more unhurried and relaxed, much more routine. You have no plans? No, I've considered joining a club, but don't know what kind of clubs would interest me. Go observe a meeting of someone else's club. Might pique your interest. I guess. I don't know how to continue from there. Muto looks at me in a way that makes me quickly want to take the words back to avoid a conversation. But I can't, so I have to forge ahead. I just don't know how to deal with people, I mean, the other students. I'm talking to people and everything, so it's not that I'd be isolated or anything. I just don't know what to think about the disabilities. It's like... It feels that I'm being impolite if I pay attention to them. It's weird to ignore them. Damned if I do, damned if I don't. The teacher scratches his cheek, absent-mindedly looking very unresponsive. These things are only an issue if you make them one. You can talk normally with someone, even if they're blind or something. Try to look behind the superficial. There's not a single student here who isn't just a normal kid, behind whatever they might seem at first glance. He says the same thing as Yuko did. I know they're right, but it's hard. How can you not consider, for example, Shizune's deafness, when the only way to communicate with her is to talk to Misha? Or Hanako, it's not like you can ignore her face. But, Demo... I'm interrupted by the door of the classroom suddenly slamming open. Teacher! Oh boy, that was a bad impression. Teacher! Misha crashes in, heading straight into an enthusiastic greeting, her voice loud and lively enough to wake the dead from their graves. She starts toward the teacher's desk with her bouncing steps, handing energetically, swinging with the rhythm. Muto visibly dismayed at the interruption, and Misha in general slumps in her chair. Mikado! Misha stops in her tracks and looks around cluelessly as if she's sensing from his tone that something's wrong, but he has no idea what. Yes? We have talked about volume control before. Wait, yeah. Yes? But she doesn't lower her voice at all, and the teacher just rubs his eyes. That honor. So, what is it? We need help. We are running out of supplies from the festival stands. This is a distress. She waves a pink slip of paper she's holding around. So, go get more supplies from the art room. What's the problem with that? Plywood! Plywood is always the problem. Last time we wanted more, there was only a little. But that time we just took it all and went with that. Now there's like nothing left there, so you don't know There is some? I don't understand. How would I know? Shi-chan? The president thought that the teacher would know if there's plywood. Was she wrong? Muto looks like he is in great pain, frowning with his entire essence, and Misha doesn't get it at all. Looking at the two of them communicate is terrible, like looking at a man being tortured by drilling his skull open with blasting pop music at full volume at the same time. I'm afraid I have no idea if there's any plywood in the school, let alone where it would be if there was any. Huh? What should I do? Perhaps try to find Mr. Nomiya. I'm quite sure he will know where to find everything you need. Like I am Garen or something. I don't even know how to do his voice, but oh well. You have to pry them from his cold dead hands, but that's a different matter. I don't have time. We're so busy. She holds her head with both of her hands, looking as despairing as it's possible for a person like her. Without even noticing, she crumples the note she is holding against her head. I shouldn't even be fetching these things. There's so much to do, and we are falling behind the schedule. Muto looks at her gravely and then suddenly smiles. Smiling doesn't really fit his face. I think it'd be better if he didn't. Yeah, he is smiling. Uh-oh. I wonder if you could get some temporary help. He switches to staring at me, focusedly with a hard expression of trying to say, go make some friends, man! Dot, dot, dot. I guess I can give you a hand. You can? Thanks, Hee-chan! Yeah, really nice! Oh boy. She pauses, does a double take, and then points at me with a finger, yelling, ah! And looks very puzzled. Come to think of it, what's Hee-chan doing here? Class is over! You should be having fun! We just had a little chat. Oh no! It's not detention, is it? Are you in trouble, Hee-chan? No, I'm not. Not at all. Is Hee-chan in trouble, teacher? No, he's not. Muto sighs deeply, and I feel like that I have to help Misha to get off the teacher's back. So, what do you need? Here's a list. I can try to find the plywood for some if there's none in the hot room. She offers me the note she's holding. I take it, hesitating a bit. I said I'd help you, but this has no implication on whether I'm joining the class or not. Alright? Huh? Still, thanks, Hee-chan. Try to be quick. We are in the stalled building street now. We must hurry, hurry, hurry! She bounces out of the classroom, leaving me and the teacher looking at each other with something that feels like a silent agreement. Well, there you have it, Nakai. You have something to do now. Please don't sound so smug. Looking at the list with a number of items ranging from paint to plywood, all's written with small, neat handwriting. This is undoubtedly Shizune's. I heave a sigh. I'll be going then. Johnny! Waving the long list limply at the teacher, I exit to the hallway. Classrooms closest to ours are designated belonging to class 3-1 and 3-2 on the right side and 3-4 on the left. Each door looking exactly the same. Further down the corridor, still with identical doors, all rooms that I didn't think were used for classes. I guess the art room is not a classroom as such. Carefully pushed open the furthest door and peek in. It's a classroom. It seems rather badly kept or not in use. Am I in the right place, damn it? Desks and chairs are all around the room. A thin layer of dust settles on them. There's some easel in the corner, so at least this looks like the right place. The room is flushed in sunlight from the big windows. Shadows creeping all over the desk. Specks of dust are dancing in the stagnant air, making the beams of light almost visible. Jokingly, I call into the empty room. Anybody home? Something catches my eyes and I stop mid-sentence. Sitting on a desk is a short-haired girl, curiously wearing a boy's uniform, with a fork between her toes, a morsel of food stuck firmly on the end. This odd way of dining seems to be caused by her apparent lack of hands, but the presence here is what takes me aback even more. How did I miss her before? She's sitting in the corner very still, but I still somehow took her as a part of the furnishing or statue at first glance. I'm not being too observant today as a whole. The girl seems to be frozen in place, staring at me with her huge eyes like a rabbit in headlights. She's staring at me with her mouth wide open, ready to accept the fork. I'm staring at her, my mouth wide open. Suddenly remember I didn't finish my sentence and trying to think if I should. This weird stalemate keeps us both stunned into silence, punctured only by the walls, clock ticking rhythmically. Hello. The girl stuffs the fork full in her mouth and is now staring at me expectantly while chewing. This is a bit awkward, you know. Hello. I was told to pick up some supplies here for some festival stalls, I think. I don't think there would be someone here. There isn't. That's why I came here too. She picked up another forkful. Does that mean you're here then? She raises her eyebrows as if she was suspecting my observation was false. You're pretty observant. I guess it does, but who are you? This girl's pretty straightforward, isn't she? I'm Nakai, Hisao Nakai. I just transferred in on Monday. I'm Rin. Tezuka Rin. Rin Tezuka. I won't shake hands with you, but at least we know who we are now. That's very nice. Or should I do some, I don't know. And I don't know how to do voices. Her deadpan manner of talk makes it hard to determine whether she's joking about shaking hands or not. It's kind of bothering me. Joking about these matters doesn't feel appropriate at all. Well, I'm trying to figure out what's appropriate and whether this girl is. She seems to have lost interest in me and now is gazing yearning back at her food. Can I continue my lunch? If you don't mind, I won't mind you. If you need to get your stuff, the supplies are at the back. Go right ahead, but lunch? School's already over for the day. What word would you use then? There is no word for a meal you eat after lunch. A full dinner, right? It bothers me very much, but I don't really know what I should say. I don't think that you're supposed to eat a meal between lunch and dinner to begin with. Well, actually I do, but I don't know what they call it. Mid-dinner? But I'm hungry now, and my delicious box lunch would go to waste otherwise. I have curry. It's very delicious. With much decisiveness, Ren once again picks up the fork between her toes, and with at least as much in politeness, she points it straight at me. So, Nakai, what brings you to this place? Like I said, I was told to look for these things. No, school! From outside you look fine. Is your problem inside? I come to a full stop, opening my mouth, but not getting a word out. I can guess. I'm good at guessing, better than most people. Rin cuts me off before I can answer her, or scuts around it somehow. I don't know which I would have done. I froze in front of this issue again. I haven't even told anyone here about my condition, or maybe it's only because it hasn't really come up. I do get the feeling that not making issues of this is a part of the social code here, as Steve just said. I wonder if people here could relate. Probably not any better than any normal person could. I can't relate to Shizune's circumstances, or Lily's either. Naturally, while I go through this in my head, Rin keeps considering what my condition could be, with an overtly contemplative look on her face. She puts her fork between her lips and leans back, looking at the ceiling as if the answer was written up there. A beam of light illuminates her face from the window side, creating a mask of dark shadow on the other side. I don't think it's anything in your head, and something in your guts would be boringly ordinary, like this lunch of mine, and less delicious. The problem must be in your pants. Oh my gosh, no! This messed up Sherlock Holmes kind of statement and the sheer lack of tact it delivered with catches me completely off guard. I think I might have reeled back, even physically, as Rin's eyes widened in revelation and astonishment. So I was right! There's something wrong with your tackle! Isn't there? Still partially in shock, but recognized the need to reply something, I spit out the first thing that I can think of. No! Sorry, my headphones went off. Nothing like that! I have a heart problem! Arrhythmia! Dot! I said it! More like blurted it out, but I said it! God damn it! The girl in front of me presses her lips together and glows at me, looking very disappointed. How boring! Trouble in the pants would have been much more scandalous! Oh god damn. What's with this reaction? I'm sorry to let you down. I forgive you. I collect people and a person with you, though. No, that kind of problem would have been really great. Collect people? People with different problems. Huh, so you like going around asking people what's wrong with them? Pretty much. I see. There's a little left to say. Rin resumes her lunch and the conversation dies away, but I keep thinking about what was said. It's the first time I told anyone about my condition. All the other people have either known about it or heard about it from someone else. Or didn't even know about it like every other student here so far. Should I have told it as a natural part of introductions? Was it expected of me? Hi, I'm Hisao. I have a very serious heart condition. Is that how I'm supposed to go around introducing myself from now on? Oh boy. As if our disabilities would define us. What a disgusting thought. Or maybe this Tezuka girl just has an unnatural interest in such things. As I walk to the back of the room to pick up the items on Misha's list, a chance opens to study Rin from the corner of my eye. The hair is a burnt auburn, almost orange, and cropped short. Long hair would probably be impossible with no arms. The boy's uniform and the lack of arms make her look very thin, almost scrawny. She's not particularly pretty, except for her mucky green eyes, which flicker restlessly from below her short bangs, even when she eats. The distance and the shadows make it seem like they won't reflect sunlight at all, but instead absorb all of it within them, like deep wells. She moves her feet almost as deftly as a normal person would use their arms. However, I can see how this sight could discomfort people, especially while eating. It makes me feel a bit uncomfortable, at least. I hesitate to think about the word unnatural, but it's too late now, isn't it? I keep searching the cabinets and shelves for Misha's things, but after enough time passes, the silence grows too uncomfortable, so I try to force some conversation out of this stranger girl. So, do you always eat alone and this late, or do you get the occasional visitor? Visitor? Maybe you are my first occasional visitor, but I don't always eat alone either. Sometimes I eat with a certain person on the roof, if she's not horsing around. Horsing? She likes to do sports. Oh? And that's all I can think of to say. Both of us all fall silent again, as Rin forks the last bit of her meal to the mouth. I look down at my hole and double check it with Misha's list. Seems like I have everything except plywood. So I think I have all the things now. That's very nice of you. Don't feel obliged to stay. I was about to take a nap anyways. Need to do whatever you're going to do with the stuff anyways, right? Or perhaps you like to watch girls sleeping. Oh boy. I'm not sure what to make of this, but Rin looks serious. Even if I did, I think I'd have to be going. I'll catch you around, Tezuka. You can call me Rin. I feel that our relationship is at this point good enough to warrant this much. I was already turning to make my exit, but she draws me back in. Fine then, I'm Hisao. Then you are. ... Rin looks at me hard in the eyes, but that intimidating feeling you get when someone stares at you isn't there. It's like she's actually not looking at me at all. She blinks a couple of times and I can't figure out why. A pause like this just popped between us out of nowhere. See you later, Hisao! There's something like a tiny smile there in her face. Maybe. I quietly back out of the room. As I shut the door in front of my face, I whistle to myself. What an intriguing person. What an intriguing person! From inside I hear a muffled sing-song voice. I heard that! What did she hear? Oh dear! I jumped at the sudden appearance of Misha, who I have not heard approaching, despite the completely empty hallway. Somehow she had gotten to jumping distance of me without making a sound. Creepy! It briefly reminds me of Kenji's nutty theory about a global feminist conspiracy, but I pushed that thought aside. Shizune stands slightly beside Misha, looking aloof as she couldn't have heard the remark that drew Misha's attention, but Misha is visibly excited. No, wait! More importantly, who's in there? There's no club meeting today! She tries to curiously peek past me, even though the door prevents her from seeing anyways. What are you doing here? You took so long, so we had to come check what's wrong. That's no good, He-chan. She wags a finger at me scoldingly. I found plywood, but everything else is still missing because you are tardy. Oh, sorry, I got the things here. Just going to bring them. I think you were up to some mischief, He-chan. Who was in there with you? I wonder. Misha signs something quickly to Shizune, pointing at her own finger a couple of times. Shizune immediately pushes her way past me and opens the door into the classroom I just left. I can only imagine the shock she's experiencing. And Shizune, diligent in attitude, the insolence of daring to deface school property by sleeping on top of it. It must be too much to bear. And indeed she stares at Rin, frozen in place apart from the silent but noticeable trembling of her shoulders. From suppressed rage, I suppose, sure. Instead of blowing up, she just takes a few deep breaths, adjusting her glasses and slams the door shut, turning the sign fiercely at Misha. Maybe she did blow up, but I can't understand that. Look at her main face. Look at it, everybody! It's so... I don't know if you're into that stuff, but I'm not, but yeah. She shoots a very loaded stare at me, as if it was somehow my fault that Rin is sleeping on one of the tables. I hope she's not getting any funny ideas about the reason my tardiness. Hello? Rin's voice comes from the other side of the door, and it takes a few eye blinks to realize she might have trouble opening it. I open the door to find Rin directly behind it, looking at us with a half-interested, half-sleepy face. Hello? ... Miss Tezuka, what do you think you're doing? You absolutely are not permitted to use school property for such a disgraceful activity! I'm sure it's suddenly very crowded in here. I don't know I was this popular. It's hard to say whether she's happy or unhappy about this turn of events. At any rate, she ignores Misha's scolding, so they have no choice but to drop the issue. Shizune taps Misha's shoulder, pointing at Rin and makes some quick signs. Dots! 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 Popularity aside, please don't do that anymore!